Now, Dina Andrews, she's been in Nashville, and she's been back now. She's got a bit of a gig, got a bit of a single coming out. You'll hear more about it during the chats during a session, but first, let's hear that track that she produced when she was out in Nashville. This is O Ye of Little Faith.
When life just seems to lead you on a twisted path in the wrong direction, just try to remember what the preacher had to say in his sermons. Now and then he would mention life can be hard, but it's just a test to see if you will follow the rest. Which road will you decide to take? Oh, ye of little faith. When your family has no life ambition, everything you do is a disappointment. You have to try harder and make it your mission. For the pain this causes, there is no ornament. Life can be hard, but it's just a test to see if you will follow the rest. Which road will you decide to take? Oh, ye of little faith. If you believe in your dreams, it's a start. Don't let others dampen that light that shines. When you know deep down in your heart, then your path you have defined. Life can be hard, but it's just a test to see if you will follow the rest. Which road will you decide to take? Oh, ye of little faith. If you end up having faith like a mustard seed, life's path will take you to where you want to be. Life can be hard, but it's just a test to see if you will follow the rest. Which road will you decide to take? Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
Written by Dina Andrews, features a guest vocalist. Now, she came in and she performed a session for me this week. Let's hear a bit of that now.
You look sad and you look weary. You fought to make us free, but the names that you set guard upon make it difficult for us to see. rustle in the breeze. The spirit becomes the dancer. Respect them on your knees. The wind is warm in Nashville, but it's all Greek to me. The generations represented here, did they really make us free? The wind is warm in Nashville, but it's all Greek to me. The generations represented here, did they really die to make us free? You packed in the morning, I stared out the window and I struggled for something to say. You left in the rain without closing the door. I didn't stand in your way, but I miss you more than I missed you before, and now where I found comfort, God only knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. Now most every morning I stare out the window and I think about where you might be. I've written you letters that I'd like to send, if you would just send one to me. 'Cause I need you more than I needed you before, and now where I find comfort, God only knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you most. You packed in the morning, I stared out the window and I struggled for something to say. You left in the rain without closing the door. I didn't stand in your way. Now I love you more than I loved you before, and now where I find comfort, God only knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you most.
Okay, Dina Andrews.
Yes.
Welcome to BBC Music Introducing in Jersey.
Thank you very much.
You've played 3 tracks for us. You've got 1 original and 2 covers, isn't it?
Yes.
So talk to me about them. What have we got?
Okay, the original one that I did for you, I was lucky enough to go to Nashville in April. I've recorded 7 songs for an EP, which I want to bring out. But this one isn't actually on that because I was actually going to see the record producer, who's the one that's been doing my other songs for me and producing those in Nashville. I had a meeting with him, and I had a bit of time to kill, and I found this big park in Nashville. It's called the Centennial Park. It's got a big Parthenon building in it, but it also had this intriguing war memorial with a Confederate soldier on it. And I thought, so I sat, and he just had this face, and I just sat underneath the war memorial and just wrote that song that I've just and I did the whole song while I was in Nashville. So
Okay, now it's interesting. You said you went to Nashville to record it. Is Nashville like everyone who's aspiring to write country music as they think it would be? Do you think, or
it's just as you think it would be. It's an amazing place. If you think of places like you remember smells and sounds, Nashville smells like fried chicken, and I really mean that. You just smell fried chicken everywhere. You walk down the main broad street where all the honky tonks are, and it's just like there's music coming out of everywhere. It's just an awesome place. And I only spent 6 days there, which I wish I had longer. I've got longer next year. It's just such an inspiring place. I managed to sing in 2 honky-tonks while I was there as well. I sang in a bar called Tootsie's, which is very famous. Chris Christopherson has sung there.
Right.
So, and he signed a ceiling tile. And I sang in another one called the Swinging Doors Saloon as well. So.
Did you sign a ceiling tile? Or?
No. No, not yet.
Okay, so what was the studio like that you were working in over there?
I was lucky enough to record in Zach Brown Band's recording studio, which is called the Southern Ground Recording Studio in Nashville. An absolutely awesome place. I was lucky enough to be produced by Sam Fall, who's a local lad that's moved to Nashville. So he was able to show me some of the places I'd never usually have seen if I'd have been in Nashville by myself. So he managed to get me the most amazing musicians to play my sessions for me as well. I have one song that I recorded, which is one that I won an award for, is called Let the Desert Wind Blow. And I have a guest drummer on that called John Gardner, and he used to drum for the Dixie Chicks.
Right.
So I feel very privileged to have him on
So how did you wangle that then? Was it just through Sam? Or?
Sam just wanted to get me the best. He wanted to get me more established musicians, which is what I wanted, because I wanted that real traditional feel to my country. A lot of traditional country is going out the door, and I still feel traditional country is very much my roots. I mean, I'm open to all country blues, country rock. I love country rock as well, but I just wanted to get that traditional country feel onto my music, and I think he did that with those musicians.
What do you prefer, writing or performing?
I prefer writing. I'd rather be known as a good songwriter. I don't feel I've got the strongest singing voice, but I've got much better at performing than I used to through the open mics. Megan Longwa and Mac we used to do the open mics at the Star, so he's got me going that way as well. So my confidence, and to actually say that I've actually sat in a bar in Nashville and played. If you'd have asked me that 5 years ago, I'd have said you were mad. But to actually sat in a bar in Nashville and get clapped by all the people in the bar, you know, I was like, oh, yes.
That must be quite something. I mean, how did you sort of get into music? Have you always been into it? Have you always had a guitar in your hand, or is it something you got into in later life?
I started learning guitar when I was 10, and my parents are religious, so we were brought up with an American-based religion, which is the Mormon Church, and we used to have a lot of the missionaries come in and speak to us about that, and a lot of them played guitar, so I saw them playing guitar. I've always liked sort of country and folk music since I was very small. My first album was The Spinners. So I've always liked that kind of thing, so it's been there. And then when I was married, I didn't really get much time to sit and really write seriously, but since I've been on my own, it's just been something that I've done all the time. So
has it been quite, do you reckon it's I mean, I don't wish to pry, but it's maybe been quite a good almost sort of therapy of since you've been single at all? Almost,
yes, yeah. I mean, there's one song that I wrote, Do You Know What It's Like to Be Lonely? I would say that probably stopped me from going over the edge, being lonely and on my own, and that song sort of was my Valium, if you could say that, you know. So
it's a lot cheaper.
It is, yes. Yeah, music will take you to places you couldn't go anywhere else with, you know. And if anything else abandons you, at the end of the day, you've still got music to listen to, and you can get your soul into that, you know. So, and I try and express my emotion in my music as well if I can.
Okay, now let's talk about you now. I understand you do a little bit of radio as well, don't you?
I do. I have a DJ slot called The Pink Cowgirl on Red Rose Country, and I have a musician page, so it's kind of become my musician nickname, The Pink Cowgirl, so I am known around as The Pink Cowgirl also.
Excellent. Have you got the outfit?
I have. I didn't wear the pink today.
Right. Yeah, you've got a nice sort of brown jacket.
I've got my tasseled brown one today.
A hat as well.
Yeah, yes, I do a half-hour slot on Red Rose Country, and I'm very lucky because that took me to the Country Music Festival this year, and I had a press pass, and I was able to interview all the big
They are
country
nice
music
press
stars.
passes, aren't they?
Oh, it's fabulous. I interviewed all the big country stars. It was amazing, you know, so...
Okay, so now your tracks that you've been releasing lately, there's been a few that you've uploaded to us introducing,
Yes.
but I understand you've got a bit of an event coming up.
I have an event coming up. This was only a spare song that I took to Nashville as just in case. And it's ended up being the first one I'm going to be releasing. It's called Tombstone Tanya. And it came about by a conversation with some friends at C2C this year. We were just talking over a beer, and my dad was, in fact, a gravedigger at St Saviour's Church for many years, very well known to people in the parish. And we were just coming to, oh, well, you're Gravedigger's Daughter. And then somebody said, well, that's a good title for a song. And the other chap that was there with us in the group is an established ukulele player, and he does concerts all over the UK. So, yeah, OK, then that's our challenge. You're going to write a song called The Gravediggers, and so are you. So he did his first, and his was called The Gravedigger's Daughter, and I thought, well, you can't really have two songs by that name. So mine was Tombstone Tanya, in brackets, The Gravedigger's Daughter. And it is actually based on a true story from years ago, when I used to have a little job as a barmaid in the pub, and this guy used to come to the pub, and that was her nickname because she used to take all her boyfriends in the cemetery. So and that's how that song came about. But several years ago, I had a brain tumour, and the Jersey Brain Tumour Society have been absolutely amazing with me, and so I wanted to do something to give something back to them. So I'm releasing Tombstone Tanya, and everything from that is going to be raised for the Jersey Brain Tumour charity.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
So when are you having the release? You've got a bit of event around it, haven't you?
It's at Chambers. It's on the 25th of November, which is the same date that you will be able to download Tombstone Tanya from all the iTunes and all those SoundCloud, all those channels. That's going to be available for download on the 25th of November, which is the same day as the launch at Chambers, 2:30 to 4:30. Come along. I'd love to see you there and have a bit of support. And there's going to be a raffle, and I think there'll probably be some food as well. So,
you're going to let us have a sneaky little play at some point as well, maybe?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Brilliant. Well, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
You're very welcome.
And we'll look forward to more music from you.
Thank you very much.
Thinking back, thinking of you. Summertime, think it was June. Yeah, I think it was June. Laying back, head on the grass. Chewing gum, having some laughs. Yeah, having some laughs. You make me feel like the one. You make me feel like the one. The one. Drinking back, drinking for two. Drinking with you. When drinking was new. Sleeping in the back of my car. We never went far. We wouldn't need to go far. You make me feel like the one. You make me feel like the one. The one. You make me feel like the one. You make me feel like the one. The one. I don't know where we are going now. I don't know where we are going now. Wake up, got coffee and juice. Remembering you. What happened to you? I wonder if we'll meet again and talk about life since then, and talk about why did it end. You make me feel like the one. You make me feel like the one. The one. You make me feel like the one. You make me feel like the one. The one. I don't know where we are going now. I don't know where we are going now. So take a look at me 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 now.
My thanks there to Dina Andrews for coming in and performing those tracks for us and for having a chat with me as well.